Allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará yìí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun diary police.
Thank you so much for joining me. For those of you who are going to be part of today's Sunday sermon, yeah, we're having it during the day today. So please share the broadcast.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Mo ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Read the caption of the broadcast, okay? Read the description as well. And always remember, this is a Sunday sermon. It's always different.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Adìyẹ sọ́ra jù.
They are looting you, stealing, and a lot of you are gaining more or having more energy for tribalism. Share this broadcast.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Ayé sọ́ra jù. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin.
It's true. Black tax.
Ayé sọ́ra jù. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Ayé sọ́ra jù. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sọ́ra jù. Ayé sọ́ra jù. Maiyegun ti dé.
Mo ti dé. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. And you are also welcome to the Sunday sermon on Maiyegun's Diary Political, the Temple of Truth. As always, you are welcome. Now, if you have read the caption of the broadcast, the description, and you have shared it, dropped your offering, and while we wait for others, thank you. But just so you know, Sunday sermon, I kind of love to remind everyone anyway, Sunday sermon is a no holds bar session or segment on Maiyegun's Diary Political, where things are said exactly as they are. There is no sugarcoating. And if you are the type who are very kind of, thin skins, who cannot really take things in, I will advise you not to really stay with us. But if you are the type who have no problem with truth or how it is said, then you are welcome. Lati Aruna, thank you very much for that. Now, you see, tribalism in Nigeria, ethnicism is a big thing. But only few, or should I say, only one group has been using it, has been weaponizing it for political reasons only. Only one group, and that is the Tifnumbus APC. And that is why when 2023 elections or charade came by, and the only thing they could fly was the Yoruba versus Igbo, as you all kind of experienced it at the time, a lot of Yorubas stood up to let everybody know that, listen, we know those who use this tribalism for political reasons, and they are and we also know where that is so domiciled, Lagos, and we know why. So Yorubas are not in that kind of a tribalism, that kind of a chronic, hateful tribalism. Yoruba, there's nothing wrong being tribalistic. Being tribalistic means you kind of appreciate your tribe without using any condescending word or whatever towards other tribes. Or you see, tribalism in Nigeria is just pure, generated hatred, weaponized hatred. Because this tribalism of a thing, when you look at the type of tribalism they have in Nigeria, it doesn't serve any tribe at all. There is no tribe in Nigeria. There is no ethnic in Nigeria that is having it especially than any other tribe. There is no ethnic having it good than other ethnic groups. There is no tribe having it better in Nigeria than any other tribe. Everyone who comes from one ethnic or tribe or another in Nigeria is trapped under these criminals. Now, if you look at it that way, you will realize that the tribalism that they weaponized is not even in your own interest. And it's only minute of them, very loud and lousy, but very minute. They are violent. They are covetous. They are like, bloodshot all the time. So we know them. Now, election, when they use that for election, you will think, oh, okay, as bad as it is, oh, the election is now over. Now that every one of them is now going to be, is being affected by the misrule, the corruption, the wastage, you would think this time around, they should care for themselves. Okay? But rather, the ugly head of that, what you call hateful, weaponized hatred called tribalism by APC Egbekegbe, especially those Lagos Abobakus. It has now started rearing its head. Well, it never left. It's never left. So rearing its ugly head back again. You know why? In Nigeria, those who weaponized tribalism, the criminal politicians who weaponized tribalism, ethnicism, and all of that, okay, and kept Nigerians very divided. They maintain that even when they are kind of have power, Nigeria has been so divided, right, that when a Yoruba man is the president of Nigeria, the weaponized hatred that has blinded many of them, right, will make them, even when he is so terrible, corrupt, but he's a Yoruba. Ideally, you are not expected to publicly stand up against him, even if you are publicly suffering. If an Hausa man, or a Fulani man, or a Ijaw man, or any other tribe is the president, people from his tribe, even when they are wallowing in abject poverty, underdevelopment, joblessness, they are expected, what? To stand behind him, because they have no idea what or when they are going to have another opportunity of saying their own man is the president of the contraption. That's how powerful they have politically weaponized that hatred called tribalism. But today, I just want to sort of flung it on your faces, okay, to make you just think beyond every other nonsense that some of you have invested so much energy in sustaining and all that. The hatred that some of you called preservation. Now, there are those who believe that standing behind those I acknowledge as criminals from every part of Nigeria, some believe that it is preservation of their sovereignty, supremacy, because it's like supremacy battle with everyone anyway. Sure, you get. My man is there. Our man is there. Okay? We cannot join others, okay, to criticize him, because criticizing him is going to bring him down. When you bring him down, another people will get there. They will do exactly what you are condemning your man for. You get what I mean? Like, because of that, if all of us are going to suffer, if they are looting the country, if they are ruining the country, and all of us are suffering it, then let us all suffer it, instead of all of us to kind of come together and get rid of the rogues who have no real affinity to any tribe or any ethnic in Nigeria. Now, just so you understand this very well, and I'm going to use Lagos as an example. Sorry, I just got this from my drawer, and I was like, I'm going to try it on. At least it can hide my rage very much, because things are going to go from 0 to 100 very soon. Sure you get. So thank you very much, Lati, and everyone there. Remember, as you are joining, share the broadcast, invite others, okay? That is how the message will get to those it should get to. So I'm going to use Lagos. You know, during the election, we figured out that the hatred that APC Egbekegbe represents was fully weaponized, and it was hidden behind Yoruba Lokan. Even though a lot of people who know them very well knows that Yoruba Lokan is not about the Yorubas. Just like when they say North Lokan or Fulani Lokan. I believe those who are Fulanis today in Nigeria, they know that Boko Haram's Fulani Lokan never served them. It never improved their life or improved their safety or anything at all. Instead of improving that, it further generates a kind of perpetual hatred and suspicion for Fulanis by other Nigerians just because of the mess up of a Boko Haram. Sure you get. And if you are a Fulani that doesn't really see that, because there are Fulanis and others who are still standing behind the failure, the disaster, the calamity called Boko Haram today, despite all of the death and ruins it brought upon them. So, similarly, Tifnumbu and his gang, they wanted to fly their own political kite by using the Yorubas. Meanwhile, the same Yoruba land have suffered untoward hardship, poverty, underdevelopment, joblessness in the last 24 years of this fraudulent democracy. But they expected the Yorubas to come behind them just like that. And to those of you who have found your solace and comfort in batching the Yorubas, Yorubas are this, Yorubas are that. Some of you are even trying to be nice in your own madness too. I thought Yorubas are educated people. Yes, we are. I thought Yorubas are exposed people. Yes, we are very exposed people. But we are all suffering the same symptom. Okay? The same way you have rogues who have also taken over your entire regions and every other place in Nigeria today, lording it over you, ruining and destroying the space that they are currently administering. We are suffering the same thing in Yoruba land, where thugs, political violence, bribery, corruption have also eaten deep into our people. But that never make us lose our sense of, sense of education, put it that way. Yorubas, the real Yorubas will never stand behind Tifnumbu, and we stood out publicly many times. But of course, we are at the same time so very much unfortunate to have these unfortunate souls taking advantage of our own impoverished people too. We saw all of that and we stood up against them. We know them. They gave you the leave. They gave you the free hand when they started the campaign of how dare an Igbo man stand in an election that a Yoruba man and a Fulani man are contesting. That was their first. We saw all of that. We saw Yorubas who also suffered in the hand of these miscreants. Remember? As they are shouting Yoruba Lokan, remember? And they are also shouting, my Lagos, not your Lagos. These same rogues and their oceans, right? When they unleashed their violence on those they considered as non-Yorubas, they did not spare Yorubas themselves. Don't ever forget that.
Don't ever forget that. This was during their elections and their charade. Yorubas were attacked by their supposed Yoruba brothers and sisters, the APC fascists. They said they smelled nice because they dressed nice and smelled nice. They don't believe they are Yorubas. We saw all of that on video. Right? Now you will think all of this was because they saw the goodies and the goodness that comes with their own tribesman, be ethnic man or kinsman being in charge of Nigeria, and they were ready to kill anybody for it. Indeed, they killed people to bring this Tifnumbu, and all that happened. Abi, in Lagos, that same Lagos, where those who are really running businesses, paying taxes, became the target of miscreants, street urchins, political jobbers. Their businesses burned down. Many of them actually attacked physically. In that same space, they brought back at the pointer, at the gator, Governor Point and Kill, Sanwo-Iku. And you will think it will be for the greater good. They said it is for greater Lagos. I'm using Lagos for a reason. So Tifnumbu in Abuja declared subsidy remover and thrown your lives into complete chaos. Everyone is suffering it, whether you are APC or PDP, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, wherever you come from any part of Nigeria, everyone is feeling it today, right? Then same thing in that same Lagos, Abi. Now you will think at this point, how about for the first time, use your brains and ask for something better, at least for the fact that you risked it all to have this Kolu, Sanwo-Iku, and all others from across Nigeria that you put in place, have the ball to now ask them to give you what they promised. But a lot of them don't, and they will never. Rather, they have continued the tribal, ethnic war that is only happening in their heads. Do you know what 1 million naira is? I know the currency in Nigeria is sort of trashy now, but even at that, do you know what do you know what 1 billion naira is? 1 billion naira is practically $1.2 million. Do you know what $1.2 million is? So $2 billion or $400 billion. 400 billion naira. Do you know what is 400 billion naira? That is like 500 million US dollars. That's a lot of money. But these are the kind of money that these guys are spending on themselves, buying cars, renovating houses that they would probably never be in. And when somebody speaks or talks about that, all you can pick out of it is they are trying to bring a Yoruba man down. And there you are. Agitative mode activated. You want to defend that. I mean, And you don't know, you don't think they must have done something to you. Something has happened to you. If you are in that state of mind, like, yeah, you like them, you know. Apart from the fact that everyone is living a lie called Nigeria, which I have sort of explained countless times on this program, we are all living a lie. And as we are living a lie, all of us know what we are doing. Everyone knows what they are doing. It is just that you are meant to be reminded of the consequences of what you are doing. Even though you might never want to take responsibility, but you should always know the consequences so that when they are happening, you don't join the bandwagons of those who will be looking for who to blame. 1 billion naira. 1 billion naira, 1 million naira, $1.2 million in the hands of micro businesses, where businesses in Nigeria, I mean, you have such money, so much money that you have one you call the 400 billion naira cash transfer. No traces, no accounts. Just share the money. To who? To yourselves. And handful of poor people, you take their pictures. That is not helping. It's not helping you that you are supporting them. It's not helping those who are not even supporting. Do you get that? It's not helping anybody. But in a situation whereby you have, let's use this. They went to borrow 800 billion naira. And 800 billion naira, you can say that's roughly about $1 billion. $1 billion. Baba, do you know what it takes to actually make to arrive at 1 billion? 800 billion naira. And they share the money. Now just think about this. If in their own mind of trying to help you and bring you out of the brink of economic ruins, thinking about those of you who even went up and above for them, and they decided that, okay, all of you who have businesses, those of you who have either your small scale businesses here and there, micro businesses here and there, right? Now you can easily just walk into a bank by showing the certificate of your business and all that, and you could take in minimum of a 50 million naira loan, interest-free loan, and put it under your business that is struggling right now. And all of those equipment you needed to get to improve your business. And you're able to get them without having to go and prostrate for anybody or beg anybody or promise anybody percentage of the loan they will give to you. But here you are genuine. You have your business. Poultry business in Nigeria, they have been crying for the past 4 years. A lot of people have gone bankrupt, including those who are supporting APC. This money was not made available for them. Once they write the number down, 1 trillion, 2 trillion, once they write it down, the money comes out and they get the money right away. So they are not helping you. They are helping themselves. And as they are doing it, they're not thinking about whether you are Yoruba, Igbo, or Hausa. They are out there taking their cuts. You are seeing it. You are seeing them. And you are not bothered. Eh? I mean, you should. You should be bothered. In a country that is bankrupt, they didn't tell you how bankrupt Nigeria is. You have no idea what they met and all of that. They didn't say anything because they are planning to add to it. And it is not to support, you know. They are awarding contracts to companies that don't exist. Some of them, they are companies that they just registered them few months back. They are giving them multi-billion naira contracts, not to serve you, just to siphon the money. These are companies that have never filed any tax return. Some of them have been registered for 5 to 10 years, of course, but they've never filed any single tax return. But they've taken billions and billions and billions of contracts from the government, and they have no traces. Some of them don't even have a existing address. You are seeing all of that. It's called wastage. It's not in your interest. The money that should go into healthcare, they've used them to buy cars. Money that should go into education, they've used them to fuel jets or buy yacht. That should worry you. Not Yoruba versus Igbo, Igbo versus this, and all those unnecessary stupidity that goes on in your heads. That one should worry you, because you are no longer in any way. You are not in scheme of things, and that should worry you, because this is their actions now. It's not what they say. It's not what you think anymore. It is not what you say anymore. It is what they are doing. And the consequences of that is that you will continue to give them excuses as you are dying in your foolishness. They will continue. And even if you die and you have children, your children will be subjected to the same thing. So once in a while, you should probably just sit and think and be like, oh, more. That's what we're saying. Somebody will buy a single car of 440 million naira. Ha! And you have no issue with that. But for you that is so hardworking, you that they have taxed you, they have almost taxed you out of existence. Your business is kind of almost folding up due to overtaxation, only for them to take the money and buy themselves cars. Millions, billions, and all of that. And you are not bothered. So the point there is that you should. And if you don't, well, you shouldn't blame anybody for whatever you might be going through. But for those who have continually speak out and stand out and push back, don't ever stop. Because it's no one thing these guys have done which has paid well for them, is that they know keeping the base poor is the first step of control. And then when you keep the base poor, you can always make the base happy by picking 1, 2, 3 of them as an example of loyalty, and they will be dedicated to you for life, waiting for their own turn. But they are not in the majority. You know what I mean? So if you keep spending your time pushing, somebody once told me, and he said, I think I have also treated that on this program before, on this platform. And he was concerned. This was an educated person. And he said, he knew that Nigeria was already gone. There's nothing left. But as a Yoruba man, He also knows that Tinubu has nothing to offer you but misery, poverty, and corruption. But as a Yoruba man, he said as a Yoruba man, others have destroyed Nigeria. So what is the worst that Tinubu will do that people have not done? And why should he be denied the opportunity to also either destroy Nigeria or make Nigeria? And I was like, okay, but you are not living in Nigeria. He said, yes, and I don't have any plan of living there. I don't believe in the place and all that, but I want Tinubu to be their president to help them further destroy the place. I was like, wow. And there are many people like that. Whether they mean what they are saying or not, but there are people who believe that everything that is happening right now would happen. And despite that, they wanted that to happen. So they call them narcissistic, sociopath, a psychopath. People that would rather see others perish. I have other views of other people who are actually in Nigeria. That one is even more ridiculous. One of them once told me, and he said, we know that all these people are evil, okay? And there's no way they can get rid of them. But they want to keep them. For example, APC Egbekegbe, they want to keep APC Egbekegbe so that everybody will become the same thing. What does that mean? Like, everybody will become miserable, impoverished, and scared like them. He even told me that he hoped that one day, all of this world, all of these countries where all of us are, they will make up their mind and they will deport all of us and bundle everybody back to Nigeria, make everybody come to suffer that sufferness. I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, you don't want to leave that space, that dungeon you've dug yourself into mentally. So you would rather everybody comes and say, hey, now, there are those who really want you to be as miserable as them. So because of this, anything and everything that is going to assure of that, they will spend their energy in making them happen. So when you look at all of this, to be frank with you, they cut across every tribe, every ethnic nationality, every religion in Nigeria today. And that is why I said, for those who want to understand Nigerians very well, especially the Nigerians, their leaders, and their politics, you should first know that Nigerians, they love their criminals differently. And it is a case of my own thief is better than your thief. My own criminal is more compassionate than your own criminal. Sure you get? My own crooked looter is more godly than your own looter. This is the competition among Nigerians when it comes to their criminal leaders. My own oppressor, na slap in they take correct us, is still better than your own oppressor that is using bulaba and bulala to whip you, strip you naked and lock you up. Do you see that my own oppressor is better? It's only once in a while that he punches me. But most of the time, I only slap. And by the time I get 1, 2, 2, whoosh, I sort of get the message. That is how Nigerians relate. And because they know that the oppressed today is a potential oppressor tomorrow. So they bid their time. They call it paying their sacrifice. Because one day, that person that is crying for being oppressed today is also waiting for a day where God go bless him, himself go be able to oppress others. Turn by turn Nigeria Limited. So once you have a grasp of this about Nigerians, now you'll be able to kind of, pick up all of their actions piece by piece, to make up to form opinion or even projection like Maiyegun does. Again, as you have them in politics, you have them in religion. They love their oppressors differently. And they will defend them with everything in them. But I am not saying you shouldn't too. I am just saying that when you make those choices, including those excuses, they are never going to excuse for the consequences of your actions. So I've been reading where this issue of Tifnumbu's failure one, then the current discovery in Lagos. I don't know if you have seen that. I'm going to treat that later tonight. The recent financial impropriety looting in Lagos that came to light. These Lagos Abobakus, they have started turning it into Yoruba versus Igbo, Igbos versus Yoruba. Again, how about you talk about the effects of all this plutocracy on yourselves? You know, the governor of Abia, Alex Otti, the other day, it was discovered as well, like this financial impropriety. It was discovered that he himself spent over 5 billion in 3 months just to run the government house. And if you get to see the content of what they spend the money on, okay. But guess what? The same Nigerians, especially those ones that disguise themselves as obedient as well, came into his defense. What do you mean? Is it what I mean? Like, they are Nigerians. They love their criminals differently. Because my criminal is still better than yours. Okay? My own criminal is, like, it is general. And no matter under what disguise everyone is presenting himself, do not forget, whether they present themselves as obedient, present themselves as articulators, or present themselves as a bat idiot, or any other thing they presented themselves as. Once you see a one Nigerianist and all of that, it is the same thing. The same traits. Unfortunately. So talking about recklessness, wastage, and financial recklessness and all that, and who suffers it in the long run? The same people that defends them. Anyway, they say if you choose to fight for any one of them, you are only wasting your time, or you are deceiving them. You're a chancer too. Okay, Nigeria is so messed up that sometimes you'll be thinking, where should the cleanup start from? The people themselves. They have become so accustomed to all manner of criminality that the politicians, they never run out of options when they need people to carry out their sinister moves, their evil moves. There are always the willing citizens who are also victims of the actions of these criminals. So there are always willing to carry them out. So you begin to ask yourself and say, where do you really want to start the cleanup from? Where? Some said revolution. Let's have a revolution. But the revolution you probably are kind of ignoring is the mind revolution. You know, the mental revolution, where the mind can easily sit down and process things around them, happenings around them, and how they affect them. That's a revolution. But when you look at people who are educated today, and you are talking about the actions of looters, and the first thing they're going to throw at you is going to be, oh, you are hating him because he's a Yoruba man, because you are an Igbo man. Oh, that is how the Yorubas are. They are jealous of the Igbos. Oh, no, who is jealous of you? The Yorubas are, oh no, the Yorubas are this, all of that stuff. Like, you will leave things that really, really, really affects you. You ignore the substance of the actions of these criminals to discuss how the Yorubas betrayed Igbos, how Igbos betrayed the Yorubas, how Hausas betrayed Fulanis, and the rogues who are milking or who have weaponized all this division. They are just clicking glass of whiskey, brandy, and they are laughing at you. So there should be a moment when you have to revolutionize your mind. Before you go out there and demand for anything, your mind must have been very well blossoming with good and vital information that really helps you. Not emotion and all that. I know sometimes it's like talking to the wall. I don't think I'm talking to the wall. I'm speaking straight to your conscience. And right there where you are seated, something is clicking in there too, making you believe that, okay, what is mind revolution? A revolutionary mind is not a feeble mind. It's not a mind that falls easily to emotional gaslighting or emotional blackmail. Sound mind. The one that knows that apart from Nigeria being so illegally forced together as a country, and then we have those who have used that advantage to keep us divided and poor. That doesn't mean that you and I didn't know that wherever you might come from, those who have been running your affairs in those places have mostly been those who speak the same language like you. I'll use myself as an example. 24 years of democracy in Nigeria, and with what it has come to. 24 years. The western region of Nigeria, Yoruba land, has been governed by 100% Yorubas. There have been those who decide which roads to fix, which school to fix, which new medical facility to build. They have been the ones who have been deciding what is it that we should invest in or we shouldn't. Where should we borrow? Or borrow for what? It's not the Igbos, it's not the Hausas, it's not the Fulanis. Mind you, their actions at the center, of course, have their own adverse effect on the rest of us, no doubt. But since 1999, Yorubas have been choosing people, and they have been choosing Yorubas to represent them at least 99% of the time. And for that 24 years, there is no part of Yoruba land today that has access to 24 hours electricity. Nowhere. There's no part of Yoruba land today that has any super highway or better motorable roads that you can say is a pride that is better than any other part of Nigeria. Nowhere. Despite having the economic heartbeat of not just Nigeria, but West Africa, located in that same Yoruba land, Yoruba region, it didn't create jobs for the Yoruba young people. No, it didn't. That economy did not prosper the Yorubas. You get what I mean? Because the wealth and that economy serves the few who are opportune to be in charge of this region for the past 24 years. So do you see that? If you are from the central part of Nigeria, the middle belt part of Nigeria, the story is the same, isn't it? Happy? And if you go to the eastern part of Nigeria, Igbo land, the story is the same as well. You will see the same people that speak like you, dresses like you. They share the same culture. They are you for 24 years. You can't go around there and see any, great super highway. Oh man, look at their standard, the best hospitals. Best standard, healthcare accessible to this. No. The story is the same everywhere. So if you are looking for supremacy, and with all your education, and you are still being offended, because somebody went for the criminals who look like you, speaks like you, and helping to destroy Nigeria, and you take that as an attack on your ethnic or your tribe, and you are educated. Even when you see uneducated people, you see, I told people, I said, the Western education given to Nigeria seems to be a curse. Even though it wasn't sort of given to us because they wanted us to be so superb. Now, it was given to us as a means of communication, so that when they needed us to do this, so that we'll be able to obey and follow. Then it became a language, isn't it? And then what it is said today. Cold-hearted criminals. And they come from every part of you know that. So when you look at those who are educated, and they get so, or apart from them being the champion of this ethnic baiting in time when people should be discussing the calamity that these people have brought upon you. So their education, that should have been a blessing, it's been a curse. They are now those who are like the ethnic jingoists, speaking big grammar, including self-preservation. Self-preservation is when the interest of your ethnic nationality, for example, is superior to anything else. And wherever you are, You will use every resources at your disposal to protect and preserve such a culture. So as Yorubas, if you have to do self-preservation, number one is start from the culture, the commercial culture of the Yorubas, the enterprising culture of the Yorubas, the hardworking culture of the Yorubas, which in the ages for centuries, and our own ancestors the right to own their lands, build their own houses, own different properties. They have stocks, they have farms, and all of that. This way, as a result of hard working, that were synonymous to us, the Yorubas. So if anybody want to preserve anything about Yorubas, they will invest in those things. They will preserve those areas. They will protect those people. They are the indigenous people. You will educate their children. You will protect their land. The prosperity of the land will be spread enough to encourage generational welfare transfer. That is called self-preservation. Trying to defend the criminal politicians from losing their political offices that have never really served you, using or doing that in the name of Igbo, or in the name of Yoruba, or in the name of Fulani or Ijo, is the most stupid things anyone could do. And there are many, many people who are doing it. Trying to defend the office of criminals who don't give a damn about you. But because they are Yoruba, they are Igbo, they are Hausa, Fulani, or Ijo, or this or that. So you are compelled by, what do you call it, what do you call that again? Something by association. Abi? So you are compelled, you felt obliged to be, like you have to do it. And defend criminals in the name of self-preservation. You don't preserve your culture, your tradition, your value. By killing other people for politicians to hold political office. That is the most cringiest and stupidest thing anyone could do. And there are many people doing that. Do you get that? And this is just for everyone. This is not even just you. It's like you can pick where you think this places you. Okay, you can do that. But the sermon today is just to speak directly to our conscience. For those who still listen to their conscience and all that, the rogues and the criminals who have impoverished our people, who have terrorized our people, continue to loot the people blind. Even when you are supporting them and the rest of them, what they are doing is to break everyone. Have you not noticed? They want everyone broken. What do you think poverty does to people? Okay, what do you think the fear of poverty does to people? The fear that everything you have right now, you may not have them anymore. What does that do to you? Like, what do you think that does to you? It scares the shit out of you. Imagine everything I have, I could no longer have them anymore. My house, my cars, my office, my every other thing. You know what I mean? Like, possibly my family. The fear of losing all of that. Do you know what that does to you? And if you have to live like that every day, to the point that you have to tell yourself at a point and say, at this point, with what I have now, my family can never go hungry anymore. Because all your life, you are so scared of what it's going to be like for your family to go hungry again. That fear is what has been weaponized in Nigeria. for some time. It's going to get worse. So everyone who has an opportunity of making a difference in this society, they make worse. They make things worse because it's where they are trying to like take care of them, the fear of poverty. They steal so much money that you begin to ask yourself, what are you even using it for? Is it just because you want to wake up every day and check your balance and see that you have 1 trillion naira? Like, what do you really want all this for? You know, but it is up to you to prick your conscience and question what you defend and how you do that. A lot of you who are born racist anyway, and then you found your friends in APC Egbekegbe, even those of you who are APC, the other day, some of them were crying that we voted for you. We can no longer afford fish. People were protesting because they can no longer afford protein in their food. They can no longer afford fish. But in that same Lagos state, they are using 7.3 million naira to buy air freshener. Can you even believe that? Air distillers, air freshener, room. It's not even perfume, air fresheners. 7-point-something million naira. 30 million to the office of the wife of deputy governor. Deputy governor has a wife, so the wife has an office. That office collects 60 million naira every month. 30 million to share to the less privileged. 30 million to run the office every month. And that's just like a peanut of change. Take that one. But businesses can't really operate. They take them from you and they share the money like that. If they can't, they just go and borrow. And you are still here shouting, I can't be, and you are even praying for them. It is what it is. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you later tonight. Thank you.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Maiyegun Diary, Diary politico.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àníyàn sọ́ra jù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àníyàn sọ́ra jù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àníyàn sọ́ra jù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àníyàn sọ́ra jù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àníyàn sọ́ra jù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àníyàn sọ́ra jù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àníyàn sọ́ra jù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n.